Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play, and welcome to version 1.0. That's right, the Kerbal Space Program is in its final, well, not its final, but it's in its full version, and here we have the craft that we launched last time. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. Last time I launched a craft almost identical to this, and then I realised in between episodes that I launched it without any antennas on it, so it wasn't going to complete the contract. So what I did is I went and I got a rescue ship. I came up, I got hold of this craft, I brought it back down safely with the Kerbals, and then I built another one exactly the same, put some antenna on and launched it. And as soon as I launched it and got it in orbit, it completed the contract, and now the contract's gone and I got no messages. So there we go. Contract's done from last time. If you want to see a video clip of me retrieving this and saving the Kerbals and then putting this one back into space, I will be putting a link to it on my YouTube and my Twitter page today, on the day that this video went out. Okay, so if you want to find it, and it's been some time since, look at the day this video was released and go look at that day on my Facebook or Twitter if you really want to check that video out. It's just little clips. But what we've got to do now, the contract's completed, is we've got to get this hooked up to the space station. So I'll get it hooked up to the space station. I won't take too long out of that. And then we're going to try and check out some of the features and see what this 1.0 is like and all that stuff. And we'll see how well our craft fare in 1.0. So we're currently 88 kilometers away from the space station. Let's get this vehicle lined up and sorted, and we will get it connected and docked. Okay, so currently the orbit of the delivery craft is about 5 kilometers less on one side than the space station. So every orbit we're going to be skipping under the space station's orbit. There's a very slight difference in the orbit there, but we will be catching up with it. So that is what's happening now, and once we've caught up closer, we'll do a maneuver to dock. Okay, close to the station now, so I'm just going to make a maneuver pointing directly at it. We're going to make a burn pointing at the station. That will do there, I think. So let's bring ourselves up to probably about 5 or 6. There you are, meters per second. That'll be fine. Then we want to go retrograde to that to get ready to stop again. Come on, come on, turn around, turn around, turn around. I'm going to get ready. There's the retrograde marker. Get yourself lined up. Good, good boy. Right, so now we're letting this reel in as we get closer. I don't know if they have smartened up the graphics, but it does look nice. Might be my new graphics card though. Right, here we are. 300. We're getting close. Still 8 meters per second. When we get to about 100, we want to slow that down a little bit, because we don't want to go hurtling into the poor thing, do we? Right. So maybe start slowing down. Yeah, we're going to start slowing down now. And just looking at our relevant velocity here, 0.3, 0.1. Right, there we are. Right, we're 76 meters away. I think it's about time that I did some maneuvering. Right, I'm getting really close now, and I'm having problems with the camera. Not that camera. No, right. Oh, for some reason it won't flip round that way. Never mind. We're going to have to just do it from sort of here. Oh, God. Right, so we want to be down a bit. Down quite a bit. There we are going down. We're moving this way a little bit. Let's correct that. Still going forward slowly, so that's good. Okay, now we want to stop going down. Let's just switch targets and have a look, see what's going on. Where is it? Oh, good, it's up there. We're having a look that way. Ah, right, okay. Let's switch back. So we want to go backwards a bit. We want to slow our entry. We need to go that way a little bit. Up. That's right. A little bit. There we go. I'm just using the ports on the top here to get close. A bit more up. Right. Let's have a look, see how that's doing. God, look at that. That's pretty damn close. Let's switch. Get ready to turn the RCS off. Is it going to mate? Or are we just going to bounce off? Let's just move it to the right a little bit. Give it a little bit of forward momentum. Oh, that's got to dock. Right, it looks like we've bounced off a little bit. Let's rotate the craft a little bit. There we go. That's more like it. There. And then just bring it across. Are we going to knock into the space station? Do we need to move backwards a bit? I don't know. Turn the RCS off. This should mate. This should mate. Come on. God, look at it wobbling around. Yes! Brilliant. Okay. So, we finally have our habitation modules attached to our space station. And very nicely in line with the crew hatches in this as well. Not so much in line with this hatch. I mean, I could disconnect it, rotate and put it back on again, but I kind of want it like that. I kind of like it. So there we go. The one thing that we want to do now is transfer any spare fuel and so forth into this main tank. So what we want to do, I think it's holding Alt. We can open these up. Let's empty these two completely. They empty quite quickly. And what we want to do is just give it... I think it only really needs 5, so let's do that quicker. 8, that'll do. 8 fuel, that's plenty. And 9 there. So we've got a little bit more fuel in our liquid tank. We're actually going to do a fueling mission sometime soon, but not today. RCS. There's our monopropellant tank up there. We've got loads in that. Where's our monopropellant tanks down here? We've got some here as well. Let's empty this one. And we will leave ourselves just a tiny bit of monopropellant left. Oh, well, the monopropellant tank's on the station's full. So there we go. We now have 3 of our Kerbals up on the space station in habitation modules. We've got a lab, we've got other things. That's brilliant. Right, now let's get down on the ground and look at some 1.0 stuff. So let's disconnect here. Decouple node. Boom. There we go. Then we want to switch craft. Now we're in the delivery craft. First thing we want to do is reverse a little bit with the RCS. So let me get the buttons right. There we go. There's a little RCS reverse burn. Now I want to move away from the station a little bit. So let's go into... let's tell it to go retrograde to its orbit. Because that's how we're going to get this thing back down, by burning retrograde. And I think we're just going to throw it through the atmosphere and see what happens. We're in retrograde now. We're floating away from the space station. Let's go back into docking mode and move ourselves across with whatever monopropellant we've got left. So which one's across? Let's turn the RCS back on. Oh, it's struggling to do it because... we've only got RCS on the back by the looks of it. Oh no, it is kind of doing it, dragging it along. That'll do. You can see, there we are, we're moving towards the planet there relative to the space station. We're not going to crash into it. Okay, so let's burn retrograde. Full power! There we go. We haven't got a lot of fuel left. There we go. Now, what's that done to our orbit? There we are. We're on a collision course with the planet. Was never going to retrieve this, to be honest. This this delivery craft was not built for that. But let's see what happens now. The space station is getting further and further away every second. Let's speed up time. Turn off the RCS, and we'll see what happens during re-entry. Okay, so we're within the atmosphere now. It is very thin up here. Let's turn that RCS off. And we could leave it on actually and still point ourselves in a retrograde direction. Why not? Let's have our actually let's point ourselves prograde to begin with. There we go. Right, let's see how this goes. We're coming down 56. Now I know there's new atmosphere effects, so all these bits and solar panels on the side, I want to see how well they survive. 45 kilometers. So we're not into the thick atmosphere yet. We're just going through the thinnest parts. Is that? Oh, here we go. We're starting to get effects now. Now, things are actually going to start heating up. The docking port is actually taking the brunt of this re-entry. Oh, and it's flipped round. Let's try and RCS that back into position. No, the RCS cannot handle it. Now all the it's all going on the liquid fuel engine back here, but that fuel engine's no, there it is. Stuff's exploding. I'm not quite sure what that was. I think that's the battery packs. The battery packs exploded, so we can't have battery packs on the outside now, especially for re-entry anyway. I'm surprised these solar panels have managed to stay on. If they were the extended long ones, they definitely wouldn't have managed it. But it looks like, for the most part, we've actually managed to get this through the atmosphere without too much exploding or falling off. It's just those battery packs. We should slow down quite quickly now with the effects here. And we haven't got any monopropellant, we haven't got any fuel. This is just going to smash into the ground, so I'll see when it does. There we go. Craft has now landed. Just how I wanted it to, of course. Okay. Let's go back to the space center. Okay, so we're back. So let's take a quick look around. I don't think there's going to be too much in the way of changes of these buildings. I think most of that is all pretty much standard from what it was before. I know there's been a change in the contracts. There's some new contracts and stuff. So let's see if there's anything different about what we've got at the minute. So we've got plant a flag on the moon. Well, we are going to go to the moon soon. That's one of the reasons why we're building a space station. We're building a space station so we can launch parts up, dock with the station, refuel, and then go to the moon. Satellite in a polar orbit of Kerbin. We could probably do that if we wanted to. Science data from space around Kerbin. Now we're going to be able to do that with the space station soon. So we'll be picking that up. How long we got? We've got a day before that one expires. Science data from the moon. Build a new surface outpost on Minmus. Temperature scans of the moon. So we've got lots of things. We're going to do the moon and science in space sometime soon. I'm not really seeing any of these new contracts just yet, but I'm expecting that they will probably filter through. What we got over here at the administration building, we've got bailout grants. At the minute we're using the open source tech programs because we want to get I think it was it unpaid research, sorry, we're using at the moment. We get representation doesn't get as much, but we get extra science. I don't really think I see the need to do any of these at this time. If I have if I'm short on something, I will come in here and try and unshort it. Let's go now to here. Right, we've got some applicants. Next hire apparently is in a certain amount of money's time. We've got 3 assigned, so that's 3 people in space, and we have a load of people available as well. How many people have we got available? We've got 2 scientists, 3 scientists, 1 pilot, and 4 scientists, 1 pilot, 1 engineer. Oh my word! Have we got any decent pilots? courage and stupidity. I like the sound of that. That's great. And we've got any engineers? There's another engineer. We'll take... Oh, wait, hang on a minute. No funds to recruit. Oh my goodness, it costs funds to recruit now. I don't think it did before. Oh, right, okay. Got to be careful with the money here now. That was a little bit of a mistake, wasn't it? I don't remember ever doing that. I guess we should do some contracts then and try out some of our craft. Science data from space around Kerbin. We can do that one. So let's take it. Let's take that one. And we could take plant a flag on the moon. Duration is 10 years. So it's going to give us plenty of time to actually complete that one. And we get the advance. So let's take the advance on that one. Perform temperature scans of the moon. They're in particular locations. So I'm not so sure about that at this time. Science data from space around the moon. Well, we can do that quite easily on our trip over, so to plant that flag, so we will take that one as well. Surface outpost, position satellite. We might do the satellite next episode. Right, so one of our contracts is to do scientific data from space around Kerbin. Now, we have our space station. It has a lab, it has Kerbals. The one thing it doesn't have is science equipment, so maybe we should go get that sorted out. Here we go. So let's load up a craft and see if it still works. Look, contains locked or invalid parts. Look at that. That's crazy. Now we can't use hardly any of our craft. It's what we got then. Station delivery craft Mark 4. Let's have a look and load that. What was that one? Here we are. This is the one with the science module on it that we're going to put into space. Yeah, that'll be great. The problem is that, like I said, we haven't got a lot of money. I don't know if this one contains many invalid parts. Let's have a look. Docking ports used as decouplers. Not really. Sort of. It's got some information here down here that it tells you warnings about things. See here, it thinks that we're using this docking port as a decoupler, and we sort of are. But what it is that we're going to actually leave that in space. Let's just look at the load list. Did it say it was a valid aircraft? And we see, look, we've got little pictures of it now. Contains locked or invalid parts. Oh, for crying out loud. Right, what parts are we not allowed? So let's try and get this to a launch pad. What's it say? Oh, good. RCS fuel tanks. Okay, apparently we haven't got that anymore. Oh my word, we haven't got it at all. Rechargeable battery packs. Fuel. The LV909, we haven't got that. We have to repurchase it, I think. Yeah, we have to repurchase that. Oh my word. Okay. What we got here? Where's all the we haven't got this RCS tank. Let's go over to R&D and see what's going on. Okay, so we're over here at R&D, and you can see that things have changed quite a bit. What's this then? So we've got basic rocketry. Now, we've got that. We've got loads of parts owned from this. But there's this one down here, Engineering 101. We haven't got that. So apparently we can't use the science module or the communitrons anymore. We have to have that. That's going to cost us 5 science to unlock. We've got 374 so far. That's fine. So we're going to have the science lab. There we are. We'll purchase that. Right, let's just check at the beginning. At the beginning, we need the mystery goo containment unit. Are you sure you want to research this part? Yes, it costs us nothing, as does this one here. I think we're supposed to get them at the beginning, so we've got all them now. Right, so is there anything else from here that we need? Do we need the solid fuel booster? Probably not at the minute, so let's leave that. Do we need the communitron? Not at the moment. Stack decoupler? Not at the moment. So we're going to leave anything we don't need at the moment because of our cash flow problems. Fuel tank, we don't need that at the minute. Okay, that's fine. Stability, we got a new nose cone, a small nose cone. That'll be cool to play around with when we got the money to do so. What we got here, service bay, that could be quite important. heat shield, as could that, and landing struts. We'll come back to the heat shield a little later on. Advanced rocketry, we've not got the main fuel tank anymore for some reason. General construction, I think that's pretty much the same. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Aviation, I think I'm going to have to repurchase that. We've got fixed landing gear, steerable landing gear, the jet engine. We're going to have to buy this whole thing again. We'll research it now, but we'll buy it later. Flight control, we've got that. That's not a problem. We don't need the inline reaction wheel. Basic science, God, we need this. Let's research that. We're going to need the thermometer. We're going to need what part was that? That's a comms. We don't necessarily need that at the minute. Rechargeable battery pack. I don't think we need that either. Okay, we're going to have to spend a lot of money here to get all this stuff back. We've got the skipper engine. We don't need that right now. Poodle engine. I don't think we need that. That's okay. Propulsion systems. No, we don't need them at the moment. Fuel systems. We're going to need to unlock some of those bits soon. Advanced construction. There's some nice parts in here. Some of these that we've already got before, I think. Oh, look at this. What's this? Ah, no, hang on. That's the basic jet engine. What was the other jet engine then? This is the J33 basic jet engine. And this one is the J33 basic jet engine. Okay, so there's a bit of an issue there from going one version to the next. Heat shields again. Landing struts. Parachutes. Escape, eh? Launch escape system. Alright, okay. Wow, they've got some loads of cool new parts in here. Now this is the RCS fuel tank, monopropellant tank. I guess that's in control then. We need to get the barometer. There we go. What's this? Miniaturization. Little adapters, little stack separators and docking ports. We don't need that at the minute. Electrical stuff. The inline rechargeable battery pack is probably something we might need actually. We've got command modules, service bay. Yeah, we're going to have to research them soon. We're starting to look a little low on the research points. What we got here? Precision stuff. So the Separatron, if we want that, we're going to have to research both of these. Fuel systems. These are the RCS fuel tanks, I think. What? RCS. Yeah. So we're going to have to purchase this fuel systems here to get this fuel tank. By the looks of it, there we go. Specialized control. God, there's loads of awesome stuff. Supersonic flight. We've unlocked it, but not bought anything. Advanced aerodynamics. We can do airstream protective shells and all sorts. God, this is brilliant. Oh, I'm going to have lots of fun doing this. Advanced landing. So we've got radial. We've got different types of chutes. Landing struts. More landing gears. Medium landing gears. That's brilliant. That is. So yeah. Okay. Heavy aerodynamics. Oh, we've got loads of awesome stuff to unlock. We need the science now. Unmanned launch, electronics. Oh, flipping Nora! This is fantastic. We can even get nuclear power engines now. 300 science that needs. So yeah, we've got lots of awesome stuff to do. Let's get it. Oh God, look at that! The turbo ramjet. Well, I think we've got most of the things we need. So let's see what parts we can't have on this craft still. We're looking for the T400 fuel tank. Well, I know where that is. We've got to buy... It says going to the wrong place. We've got to buy that again. I think this is it here. There it is. That's going to cost us a little bit. This craft is going to cost us 40 to launch. I want to try and recoup the costs by getting this delivery craft returnable. So we'll work on that in a minute. Let's have a look next. Next we've got the battery packs. I could do with actually having the inline back. Oh, look, we've got more strutty things that we didn't have before. Utility. battery. Here we go. Let's get this rechargeable battery bank. There we go. Take these off. We won't use them anymore. Let's zoom in. Now, how big is this? It's quite small. Okay. In that case, let's have it in between our RCS and R. There we go. That should be fine, he says. It's not going to make things break at all, I'm sure. The stack decoupler, the TR18A that we're using down here, we haven't got that. Let's have a look under. Is it command and control? Yeah. Oh no, that's reaction wheel. Structural. Here we go. TR18A stack decoupler. That's going to cost us a bit of money to unlock, but we'll unlock that. Fuel tank, the Jumbo 46. That's the massive one, I think. This one here, we're going to have to pay to unlock that again. 24,000. Oh god, this update's causing me some problems. The radial decouplers and Separatron. Now we might not be able to have the Separatron anymore. Let's take the Separatrons off. Move these radial decouplers up to the top here. Like this. And then these fuel tanks will offset downwards. Not fuel tanks, solid boosters. And then, so hopefully they'll blast at the top and peel backwards. It does mean that we're going to need a structural piece, though. Luckily we have that. So if we just connect the structural piece there to there, that should hold, and hopefully this ejection of the strut connector should push these back far enough without needing a Separatron. Speaking of which, we need the actual separation doohickey itself. There we go. Right, this craft is now legal to fly, so let's save that. And the more we buy parts when we do these crafts, the better. Now, I'm a little bit worried about these solar panels, but they survived re-entry when we were doing it previously. The only other thing is I think we might need some RCS on the science lab. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to turn it very well. Let's have a look. Command and control, RCS. I could put some RCS here, right on the edge. Yeah, because we've only got a small node on the top, I think we'll do that. Hopefully that'll be alright. We might not actually make re-entry. Speaking of which, we need some parachutes and stuff, don't we? Let's attempt to bring this thing back in this time. We'll have radial mounted parachutes on the side. Hopefully they won't explode. What's their heat resistance? Maximum temperature 200 degrees. Okay, let's give that a try. The craft's going to cost us 44,000 to launch. We need it to get scientific data from space around Kerbin. I'm sure we can do that. Let's just check the staging. The staging all looks good. Disconnect them, and then disconnect that. Parachutes want to be very much so last. There we go. Right, let's give it a go. Now, one thing I've just thought about is we're not very aerodynamic on the top here, are we? We've got a big flat docking port on it, but we're going to just leave it like that for now and give it a go, see what happens. Let's turn SAS on. We're going to get our fuel up. Plenty of fuel in here at the moment. Let's see where our space station is. It's on its way, so we're going to wait for that to come round and then I'm going to launch. Okay, the space station is pretty close now, so let's go down to the planet. There we go, and fingers crossed for my first launch of Kerbal Space Program 1.0. Everything looks okay. Let's do a quick save in case of any errors and launch. Well, it's going up pretty good. The throttle is only at a certain percentage at the moment. We kind of want to move ourselves slowly through the atmosphere. It does appear to be shaking a little bit. Yeah, it is shaking somewhat, but I think our SAS system is dealing with that. Oh, we are going very quickly now. We don't want to go that quickly. I've turned off the main engine completely. Oh, it's pitching over. It's pitching over. That's not good. That's not good at all. Now it's just pointing down. Oh, flipping heck. Well, at least the separation... Oh, no. We've got bits bashing into each other. Let's see if we can bring this round and test this module a little bit more. Let's try and get it back on track. There we go. We're going to blast up. I'm aborting the trip to the space station. It's wobbling like anything. Let's turn the SAS off. There we go. There we go. Right, so we're just going to lob this up like really high. Like really, really high. And we're going to let it come flying back down to the ground again. As a test. Let's bring it over onto its side a little bit. Let's turn that RCS on. And we're going to blast over this way for a little bit. Right, we're going to test re-entry basically. We're going to do it with the science module attached, which is so going to explode. It really is. Now, can we get this? Oh my flipping heck! We're all the way over there. Okay. Let's let this land now. So we're going to detach this stage. We're going to drop that. We're going to. Should we use up our fuel to try and get back towards the space station? No. We're just going to let this whole thing come clamming down into the ground. Should we drop the science module as well? That would probably burn up in there. Right, let's get this going in. We're going to send it bottom first. Okay. So we're going to let the RCS turn it so that the engine is going to take the brunt of the force. So here we are. It's just aligning itself now to its retrograde path, going towards what appears the ocean. We're coming in quite steep, so this is going to be a good test of the heat issues. We don't want any... well, solar panels ripping off in re-entry is not really too much of a problem. Once it's ripping off on the way up, we don't want. So here we go. Is there going to be anything that explodes? We're going down at a very steep angle. We are slowing down quite considerably now. I'm going to max throttle on that engine, deploy the parachutes, turn the engine off. That was a bit of a mess. Turn the RCS off. We're just going to let it dangle by the parachutes. Turn the SAS off. Right, how many parachutes did we have there? All 4 made it. We made it through the atmosphere. The only problem is this science module is probably going to crash into the ground quite abruptly. Depends what sort of speed we come down at. It might lay down. This science module is not meant to be on here. Although these parachutes are quite in the middle of the craft. Maybe I should have put them higher on this RCS module. So we'll make that adjustment ready for next time as well. So let's just let this slowly land, and we'll go and check things out ready for next time. So parachutes are completely open now. Yeah, it's going to land on the science bay. The science bay is one of the weakest structural things in the universe. It's probably going to explode. Is it worth dropping it? Nah, let's leave it. So how far above the ground are we? I'm not seeing a shadow. Where's the shadow? Where's the shadow? Where's the shadow? Where's the sun? 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 Where's it? There's the sun. Shadow should be just down here. Look, there it is, look. Okay. Oh! Everything didn't explode yet. Oh. Oh. Right, okay, because it fell over, it did explode. Darn. Right, let's go back. Right, so, in that test flight, that wasn't supposed to be a test flight, I decided that these need to be higher up for when we come back to the planet. So let's put... Oh, no, we only want 4. There we are, 4 of them like that. And what we're going to do, we're going to add a fairing, an airstream protective shell. Now, I don't see any reason why this can't go here. Let's try it. So, this is something new for Kerbal Space Program 1.0. What we're going to do is we're going to hide all the top part of this vessel. So, all the RCS, all the electronics, and the science bay. We're going to get it all in this protective shell. So, let's go up to about there. Then we're going straight up to here, and then, well, actually, let's do it up to about there. Then bring it in. Hang on a second. Oh, the cost and mass is changing with this, which that's quite cool. Previous selection, right, left, map. Right, okay. Let's bring it up to there then. Then can we... there we are. Close fairing. Let's close it at a nice point. Place cross section. Close fairing. There we go. So now we have the top of our aircraft all placed nicely within this fairing. Oh, look at that. That looks fantastic. Look at it. It's all hidden in there. That's amazing. So what we now need to do is get this fairing to explode open at the opportune moment. And I think that's going to be at some point once we're... just before I think we're going to do... well, yeah, it's going to be somewhere in between this engine and the parachute, I think. So let's get that and put it here. It's going to cost us a little bit more to launch this one. I'm almost certain, though, that this one's going to be a lot better than the last one. A lot more stable, one would hope. So let's save that. Now we've got to get this right. We've only really got 2 attempts at this, and then we're going to start really running out of money. So here we go. Let's launch. Okay, so I think there's not much left to do now apart from launch. So I'm going to throttle up to about 2/3. Bring up the fuel. Hit it. Okay, looks like we're going good. We're going a bit fast, so I'm going to throttle that down. Brilliant. Okay. Now, first things first, I don't want this thing to spiral out of control at any point, so we're going to have to be very gentle with everything that we do. We haven't got a lot of control at this sort of altitude. We are pretty much ballistic. These canisters are about to go. So when the solid fuel goes, I'm going to bring the throttle of the mainsail up a little bit. There we go. Oh, they separated quite nicely. Okay, so hopefully now we can keep this thing going neatly upwards. Now, I want to get through the atmosphere before I do a lot of turning. I'm going to try and do some very gentle turning. If I do it too much, I think we run the risk of flipping this thing over. Yeah, we do. So bit by bit we're doing this. It's unfortunate that it happens to be at night. But, oh well. as we leave the atmosphere, it's easier for us to control the vessel. Oh yes, this is better. This is better than last time. We're over at the 45-degree mark now. It's taken us some time to get there, but we are there. I think I can afford to just do a little bit more thrust. But it's arcing out quite nicely. We're going to have to wait for the space station. It's all the way over there. Forgot to wait for it. But yeah, this is going a lot better now with this cone on the front. I'm loving it. I'm going to wait until the daytime to blow it though. I want to see it go properly. Okay, we're going to come out to about 1,000. Ah, yes. So we do have to be much more careful in KSP. Let's cut it there. A little bit more. There we go. Right, so we're going to add a maneuver node here now. Add a maneuver. We're a little bit below, but that's okay. We're just going to get in orbit for a start, and then yeah, that's pretty good. Right, that appears like it's an orbit. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that's almost perfect. How long is it going? How long is it telling us we need to burn for? 1 minute. Okay, we can try. Let's. Oh, we're gonna blow this now. We're gonna blow this open because we need to get our RCS out. So here we go. We ready? Manually and deploy. Oh yeah, fantastic. Let's bring our RCS online and get ourselves over gently to our maneuver nodes point, the blue marker on the map. Now it says we're going to burn for 1 minute something, so I reckon we should probably start burning now anyway. So let's just make sure that we're pointing in almost exactly the right direction, and let's start that burn. 20 odd seconds of burn. It's really, oh god, camera shake again, but that's fine. I think we're okay. 11 seconds it says now. 10, 9, 8. Are we going to be able to get some of this? Now hang on a minute, I don't want this fuel canister to come with us. I want that canister to hit the planet. There we are. It's going to go into the planet now. That's the maximum I can. We're actually going to lose this last little bit of fuel that's in here. 149. That's quite a lot. That's nearly as much as we got in here. But I don't want to bring it to the space station, so we're going to ditch it. We're going to activate this node now. There we are. And then we're going to do the last little bit of burn-in in this mode. And let's see, have we activated the engine? No, there's the engine activated. Let's just check our orbit. It's coming up, it's coming up. We're going to do this by eye. And there we go. We're in a stable orbit around with our science craft. Well, with our delivery craft with a science module on it. I'm going to get this hooked up to the space station. You've seen me rendezvous with the space station a few times now. I will join me next episode when this is on the space station. We do our science and recoup some money. But for me, this has been my attempts at doing stuff in Kerbal Space Program 1.0. We've had a lot to sort out, and I'm loving it. There's some great new components, and there's loads of awesome stuff I want to play with. So join me next time. Thank you very much for watching. Any thoughts, ideas or questions in the comments as always. Goodbye.